Hi everybody, so for my behavioral intervention plan, I chose to use a male. He's in second grade in a general education second grade class, and he's 7 years old. He lives at home with his mom, dad, and his sister, and the environment in which I tutor him is at his house in his kitchen, and I typically tutor him once a week. He does, however, have his grandma and his aunts come over a lot, and they always talk usually in the living room, which is right by the kitchen, but he never lets that distract him, which is great. The 4 strategies that I chose that will help this child is 1, which is activating prior knowledge, which will allow him to make predictions. So anytime I start a reading with him, I'll ask him questions about what he might think it's going to be about, and he always enjoys that. Read aloud, which I do with him every single time I meet with him. I'll always do a read aloud with him, and with a read aloud, he can process which words will come next. If he doesn't know, he could also use the illustrations to help him. And I do notice that sometimes he'll do that a lot. He'll like to use the illustrations to help him. So if they're talking about a bird and the bird's blue, and the bird in the picture is blue, he might be able to get blue bird out of that context, which is great. He usually typically does that. And I also do notice, however, he does sometimes makes up his own words. Yes, the word will make sense in the text, but it's not the word that's really given. So I'll always have him stop and go back and reread. So his strengths and struggles, one of his major strengths is reading comprehension. So anytime I ask him questions about the text after he's done with his reading, he's always usually getting them all right, which is great. However, he does struggle with his reading fluency. So his reading typically tends to be a little bit choppy. So that's something that we will be working on. So for assessment is essential for teachers. It helps to inform their instruction. So if they realize on a test that a lot of their students were struggling with a certain topic on the test, they can always make sure they can go back and reteach it. And there was a quote in one of the readings by Saban, which was, "Assessment is an essential element of education used to inform instruction." That was just a quote that always stuck out to me, and I really liked that one. And yeah, I just wanted to add that in there. So the 2 assessments that is not the major one that I'm focusing on, but the 2 other assessments that I chose that could be beneficial for him would be CBM, which is curriculum-based measurement, and ORF, which is the oral reading fluency test. So the CBM test, which is the curriculum-based measurement, measures a child's reading fluency, and students are asked to read aloud a passage for 1 minute during that test, and the examiner scores the passage by calculating the number of words that were read correctly. And then the oral reading fluency measures a student's reading rate as well as the student's accuracy while they're reading. And the examiner subtracts the total number of errors or the mistakes that the child makes from the total number of words that were read in the span of a minute. So those are the 2 other assessments that can help benefit him. But the main one that I'm focusing on is the Funtz and Pinnell benchmark, which is also known as FMP, which this test shows reading behaviors, and it has a strong focus on reading fluency, which is another main reason why I chose this one, is because he does struggle most with his reading fluency. So I chose FMP because of that, and it also provides me with tools and text to observe what reading behaviors the child is displaying and exuding. He is a shy individual, so this type of test is more like a conversation, so I felt like that would also benefit him as well. So parent/teacher collaboration. So parent collaboration is essential for student success. Reading with your child every day will help build fluency. Teachers learn from each other and review sight words daily. So parents can definitely review the sight word lists and sight word cards that students are brought home with, and even make their own to help them. Sight words are great because those are the words that they're going to encounter in most of their books that they read every day. And they also can read daily with them. So by reading daily, it will build up their reading fluency and their reading stamina as well. And teachers also learn from each other, so they can ask other teachers questions and they can build off of that information as well. I hope you enjoyed, and I am looking forward to continuing tutoring this boy and working on his reading fluency.